Just be aware that you structure loans differently and you do things differently based on the trajectory of mortgage interest rates. It is sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, that mortgage interest rates are going to go down over the next 6, 12, 18 months. So be prepared. All right, one rental at a time, family. Matt Gouget, Matt the Mortgage Guy. I want to record this quick video Friday, August 23rd. Even though Zuber is on vacation, I still want to be able to communicate with you guys. And as you may have heard from Zuber himself, or just out there on the interwebs, that Jackson Hole meeting, Jerome Powell spoke a lot about the future of rate cuts. So we now know that rate cuts are on. And we probably knew that before he spoke, but he talked really clearly about he sees inflation headed to 2%. He's going to always say data dependent type of stuff, but it's inevitable. Whether it's one cut in September or two, I think I heard something about like 4 rate cuts by the end of the year. Whatever the case, what you should know as a home buyer, what you should know is somebody who owns real estate and is thinking about refinancing, is that rates are downward trending. So when you buy a home, make sure you talk to somebody that understands what that means for you and talk through. I mean, I've got people who are buying new builds. I'll talk about new builds in a minute. They've got the builder setting them up with a rate that's near 5% that costs them $20,000 to buy the rate down. And the builder says, but we'll give you $20,000 in credit. Great. But use the $20,000 in credit to cover all the closing costs. Don't use it up front to buy a rate down that 6, 12, 18 months from now, you can get for free. So as a home buyer, keep in mind that rates are on the decline. As somebody who's looking at refinance, please, I implore you, make sure that you, the broker you're working with, or collectively, you guys run a cost versus benefit analysis. Really easy. This refinance cost me $8,800. It saves me $400 a month. I'll do the math for 22-month break even. You have to do that because you have to know the cost versus benefit. What a lot of consumers unfortunately do, they just look at their monthly savings. And I've seen it. I've seen the ugliest refinances save $132 a month and bake $17,000 into the loan. At first glance, a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, that doesn't make sense. For some of you, you're great at other things that aren't finances and math, so you don't understand why that is so terrible. And the reason why it's so terrible is because you're spending $17,000 of today's dollars to save $132 a month. And let me put it into my calculator. 17,000 divided by 132. That's over 10 years to get that money back, that 17,000. One, you probably won't be in the loan for 10 years. Two, 100 and whatever I said, $35 next year, the year after, 5 years from now, 10 years from now is not worth near what it is in today's dollar. So it's just a very bad idea. So please keep that in mind. Greatmortgagebroker.com. I'm more than happy to help. We got a lot of great partners of One Rental at a Time that are able to talk you through great refinance. My buddies at Convoy can help out as well. New home sales. I want to touch on this a little bit because it makes up a big portion of the Sacramento market where I currently live. New home sales are booming, as they should. In an environment where there's not a lot of homes for sale, if you're a builder and you've got a product that's brand new, it should fly off the shelf, right? And it is, right? I think sales were up 20%. And when they revised June's number. And so new home sales are humming along. As mortgage interest rates come down, new home sales will increase. Resale homes will increase. I thought I saw a number that surprised me, like 5.3 million home sales projected for 2025. That's a lot. But I guess it's possible if rates come down and we see a bunch of demand come back to the market. So I think that's it. Just be aware that you structure loans differently and you do things differently based on the trajectory of mortgage interest rates. It is sealed, signed, sealed, delivered, that mortgage interest rates are going to go down over the next 6, 12, 18 months. So be prepared as somebody who's looking at refinance and as somebody who's in the market to purchase. You need to be aware in both cases. As always, greatmortgagebroker.com. Reach out to me and my team. We're more than happy to help. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.